Having a bit of trouble with that wheel. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't look. Well, it looks bent, twisted. And when I look at the reference photo, we know the tyre on the left-hand side. Well, that's all right, but even that looks weird, doesn't it? So the actual tyre on the right-hand side is the same, but from the perspective that we're looking at, it just doesn't look right. Anyway, took a while to get my head around that. I'm pretty happy with how it is now. If you look at it closer, you can see that that's how they are. They just look like they're pigeon-toed or something. And that's how they designed them. And apparently, because they didn't have power steering back then, well, they had power steering, but they were trying to keep the tractors as portable as possible. It made them easier to steer, to turn around. Now these tractors, they were built with the small farmer in mind, the family type farmer. So the driver, when he was driving along, he could drive down the road and he could see the crop, or he could see what he was doing. Either like weeding or ploughing up, because they pulled a one furrow plough. Now one of my friends on YouTube, Wayside Wade, he can remember driving an H series Farmall tractor when he was growing up. He was brought up on a farm. Actually, I'll leave a link to his channel because he's got a lot of interesting stuff on there. Wayside Wade, one of the good guys, and he's got a real interesting channel. So really, I'm just trying to put in the finishing touches, the bit of detail here, and trying to create that rounded effect. And it's done by creating layers, just slowly building it up, one layer at a time. These old tractors and machinery, they seem to be bringing back a lot of memories. I noticed in the comments there's a few of you that were brought up on farm and remember these sort of tractors or similar style of tractors. I myself, I was brought up on a farm. We didn't have one of these, but we had the old Massey Ferguson, and they were great tractors. And I couldn't imagine what it would be like to actually try and farm without one. I mean, we had horses and that on the farm as well, which we used to go out and round up the stock. But the tractors were a different thing altogether. You could use them for feeding out, planting the crops, and going around the stock checking them. It's a lot easier to jump on the tractor than what it was to try and catch your horse, that's for sure. When I say I was brought up on a farm, well, it actually wasn't until I was about 9 years old that my mother and my sister and me, just the three of us, we moved out to a farm on the east coast of the Wairarapa, which is on the North Island of New Zealand, about an hour north of the capital, Wellington. Right. That'd be as the crow flies. We had actually moved from the city, so it was a whole new ball game for us. But I guess, being so young, we sort of caught on pretty quickly. And what used to happen was, because we were like the hired help, I guess, and we used to get all the horses and the ponies and that, because all the other kids around there, the farmers' kids, they'd be all sent away to boarding school. So we'd get the horses, and it was our job, to keep them fit, I guess. And that now, you got to understand, coming from the city, we hadn't even seen a horse, let alone ridden one. And I'll never forget the first horse I ever rode was a station hack, and it was called Crackerjack. And he was a stock pony, and he was sort of semi-retired. He was a beautiful natured old thing, but he was a cunning sod. Man, he didn't like getting caught, so I had to work out how to catch him. Like, if you knew you was going to catch him because you wanted to ride him, you'd never catch him. But if you wanted to, if you thought you were going to just feed him, he'd come running up to you and grab some hay and that. And every time you try to put the saddle on him, he'd always try and nip you on the shoulder. And it hurt too. He didn't bite, he just nipped. And another thing he used to do, I think mainly it was just with just us kids, but when he tried to open the gate or something, and he'd lean into the gate So you sort of like squash your leg against the post. But I think he was just trying to keep you on your toes, because it was a beautiful old thing. I actually started writing a book about my life growing up on the farm and that. One day I might get round to finishing it, but that's another story. Well, anyway, I think it's about that time where I stop talking. So depending on what part of the world you're in, grab a glass or a cup of your favourite drink, sit back and relax, put your feet up, listen to the wonderful music, think about the weekend ahead, and I'll see you in a few minutes. that nice and relaxing. I certainly felt quite relaxed drawing it, even though I was going quite fast. But I'm not 100% happy with the background on it, and I can make a few changes there, but overall I'm pretty happy with the drawing. Now my main camera, the one I use for drawing, the overhead camera, it decided to give up the ghost, so I don't think I'll be doing a drawing next week. But I do have other people I want to interview at the village, so that might work out all good. Now, as usual, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I really enjoy the comments. There's some wonderful people out there. And share it with your friends, because if you like it, the chances are they're going to like it just as much. And if you haven't yet subscribed but would like to, hit that button. Click on all, that way you'll get notified every time a new video comes out. Take care out there, my friends. Stay safe and have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you in the next one. Same time, same place.